this land, and we all understand when people are down, they need a helping hand, though some folks are...
Hello, everybody. This is Brian Kapka, IPA Director out of Chicago, and I am here with Polka Hall of Famer Walt Groller. Say hello, Walt.
Hello, Brian. Good talking to you.
Great to talk to you as well. All right, well, let's get to know you a little bit. When did you start your band? What year did you start your band?
When I started my band, 1945.
Okay.
I was 14 years old at the time.
That's a long time ago.
And I played at fire halls and senior groups. 14 years old.
Oh, that's great. And who was your inspiration for polka music?
Well, when I was a youngster, my parents, we lived in Allentown, Pennsylvania, not out here in the country, but in Allentown. And my parents, every Saturday, used to go down the street. It was down 6th Street. There was a place down there that had a fellow playing the button accordion, you know. And I just sat there while everybody danced, and I just sat there and listened to the guy, you know. So that was kind of my inspiration. His name was Julius Golatz.
Oh, okay.
And he played a button accordion, and it was really nice. So I just sat there all night and listened to him. So it kind of inspiration for me to play music. Mm-hmm.
Great. And what was the name of your first recording?
First recording, we recorded on Stella Records. They called me, and it's called Walt Groller Plays for the Gals in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
On an LP. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I had before that. I made a couple of 45s,
okay.
But that was my first album. Walt Groller Plays for the Gals in Pennsylvania.
Awesome. Now, the musicians that were on there, were they your original members of your band?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What were
They were with me for many years. Mm-hmm.
Do you recall the members of your band?
Oh, yeah. The bass and violin player was Ray Birch, and he played bass and violin.
Okay.
And the fellow that was on guitar and banjo, his name was Emmanuel Hine. And then my brother-in-law, he was the sax and clarinet player, and his name was Eddie Krupa, like Gene Krupa, the drummer.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. Any relation?
Krupa. Yeah, he's my brother-in-law, and he played the sax and clarinet.
Okay.
And then I had a piano player. His name was Carl Schlicker, and he was a great piano player.
Wow, and all of those musicians were with you your entire career, or just from the beginning?
No, they were with me for, oh God, how many years? Ray Birch was almost with me for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Manny Hine would say he about 30 years. My brother-in-law, Eddie Krupa, he married my sister, and he's been with me for quite a number of years. He became a dentist then, you know. And the piano player, Carl Schlicker, 25. He was with me 25 years. So we've been together pretty long.
That's almost unheard of to have musicians with a band that long. That's really
and I
awesome.
had no drums at the time, but then my son, I got him in there to play the drums, so he was the drummer then.
Well,
hold on.
He was the longest serving member of your band.
40 plus years he was a drummer. Mm-hmm. He's still there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is really cool. So tell us, what was one of your favorite places to play?
Well, quite a few. We played some big festivals, and one of them was, it started in my kitchen here at home, and it was called the Bavarian Summer Festival in Barnesville, Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh.
Barnesville, Pennsylvania was a big park at one time, and they had a tremendous big ballroom up there, and that's where we played for the week, the whole week, and there was thousands of people attending there. It was just tremendous. They came from all over the country. It was called the Bavarian Summer Festival in Barnesville, Pennsylvania.
That's cool.
17 days it lasted.
I'm familiar with the ballroom there. That's a very large place.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. I played there before.
Did you? There
Yes.
you go. You know what it's like. Beautiful ballroom.
Yeah. Very nice place, yes. Okay, what was one of your favorite songs to perform? Or what were your favorite songs, I should say?
Favorite songs? I really didn't have any favorite songs, but I had some
what were you known
big
for?
sellers here. My favorite songs, it's one of them was called, I wrote my own songs, okay?
Yep.
And this favorite one of them was, it's Polka-matic. And that was on one of our LPs. That was the title of the LP. It's Polka-matic.
Okay.
I was nominated for a Grammy Award on that.
Oh, wow, okay. That's pretty cool.
And then one of the big songs that I had on one of the LPs is say, "Thank you, dear, and give her roses." You probably heard of that, right?
Now, that one I'm very familiar with, yes.
Yeah, I wrote that. Mm-hmm.
That's a nice tune. What inspired you to write that one?
Oh, a lot of things. What inspired me to write that? Probably a number of things, Probably my wife. I never gave her roses, but I wrote the song. So,
yeah. I hope you weren't in trouble.
No, I wasn't in trouble. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Any advice you want to give to any new polka musicians out there that are trying to start?
Well, it's anything you do today is, a little tough. But in our time, it was too. Don't expect to get paid for everything you do. Okay?
Sure.
You got to do some charity work out there. And when you're getting started, you got to get your name out there. You got to do some of that stuff,
Yeah.
And then do some charity work. If it's radio, get on a radio show or a television show, just to get yourself out there and try and get your own sound. That's the advice that I have for it. Don't copy other people. Try and get your own sound. And, it'll catch on. If the public likes it, it'll catch on.
Great advice. What do you think set you apart in polka music?
Well, I had a different sound than a lot of the bands do. There was all kinds of Slovenian sounds and Polish sounds, and they were all good bands. Don't get me wrong, but I developed my own sound and wrote my own songs. Most of my songs that I recorded, I wrote.
How did you begin playing polka music? What got you started?
Well, I lived in Allentown, and I was just young at the time, and there was a bootleg hotel down the street where we lived, and they had dances every Saturday night, and my parents took me down there. So they danced, and I sat, and I listened to the band playing, and one fella, he played the button box, and that music kind of rung in my ears, and so my parents bought me a button box. And then I just made a lot of noise with it, and I left it out in the rain, and then it rained on it, and it came apart.
Oh, no.
So then I went to a piano accordion,
Gotcha.
And I was only 5-6 years old when that happened, and I've been playing it ever since.
Now, any of your parents, did they sang? I understand.
Well, my mother used to sing the Austrian songs to me, and then I'd play them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a big start, and then I learned them, and she sang them to me, and I played them on the accordion, and then I picked up the words and Well, I speak the language too. I learned that from my parents.
All right, all right. That helps.
Oh yeah.
So, what would you say was your greatest achievement?
First of all, I was inducted into the Polka Music Hall of Fame, both in Chicago and Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
And I was also awarded the Austrian Gold Medal from the President of Austria, which is a very musical country. Bringing people together through music is one of my mottos, that I had.
That's great. That's great. It's definitely a great accomplishment. Why polkas as opposed to other types of music? Is there any other kind of music you were interested in?
Oh yeah, I play pop. Oh, I don't play the modern pop music, but
Sure.
I play rock and roll and country music. Yeah, we do that. Hmm.
But what brought you to polkas? Is there something that brought you to polkas?
Oh yeah, I was raised on them, because at that time, when I was young, my parents they took me to these dances and they played the polka music there, Austrian, German. There's Polish polkas. I played them too, the Polish polkas and a Slovenian sound and German polkas and like I say, Austrian. My parents were Austrian immigrants, and that is a very musical country. So I did a lot of the Strauss music and all that. So good
And after
stuff.
all that, what would you say was your polka hero growing up? Who was your polka hero?
Well, I had the first guy was Julius Golats. His name was, and he was an elderly man who played the Austrian button accordion. Okay, and when my parents went to these dances, he was playing, and I just sat there and just gobbled up this music. He was really a good player, and it was a nice sound because this button accordion had such a nice sound. And then when I heard Frank Yankovic, he was very interesting, because he had his own sound, and of course I knew him well. He stopped here at the house, and I even helped him out playing when he needed a second accordion player. I helped him out, so that's the story on that.
Well, that had to be a fun experience.
Oh yeah, it was fun. Yeah, Frank was a nice guy. We became very good friends, and he was known throughout the country. He had his own sound. He had some good songs there that kind of made big hits throughout the country. So, and I wrote a lot of my own songs too, and I got a couple of good hits out of it too. Say "Thank You, Dear" and "Give Her Roses." That was a big hit for us, and some of the polkas. Papa the Old Accordion Man. These were all songs that I recorded. I used to record for Stellar Records in New York. They had a big record company, and they asked us to record for them. And Bernie Witkowski, he was the owner of Stellar Records, and of course we used to have to go to New York to make our LPs. Well, the problem there was parking all the time. So,
I can
but
imagine.
we made quite a few records for Stellar Records. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's great. Well, folks, again, this was a great interview with Walt Groller, Polka Music Hall of Famer, and it was great getting to know you, Walt. I've never
Thank
met
you, Brian.
I've heard you one time, so
Uh-huh.
it was really a pleasure. All right, thank you, everybody, and you have a great day.
Right.
All right.
Thanks, Brian. Thank you very much.
Say thank you, dear, and give her roses. She'll understand and love you more each day. say